Hey up and welcome to the video. And as you can see, I've just been diverted from what is the normal path down to the waterfalls, which apparently is closed. So I'm not going to try and walk down it, because if it's closed, it's closed. So I'm going on a slight diversion to get down to what's hopefully the waterfalls. Now, I last came here in 2021, and locations like this change because the power of the water running down over the waterfalls brings logs and branches, and it also moves logs and branches over the waterfalls. So in that period of time, the look of these waterfalls could have changed. Now, Eddie Skelson came here a few months ago and did an easy walk. The bit I'm walking on at the moment is an easy walk. You could get a wheelchair down here, but certainly the main path is far too sketchy for a wheelchair, so avoid it. Okay, let me just explain the route I was taking. So the normal route that follows the river and follows all the waterfalls is in red, but I had to take the orange line, which, as you can see, was quite a big diversion. So Eddie Skelson's just been down to Wales, to two great locations. Very nice video it is as well. Nice shots of the lone tree at Limpadon. Very nice, and it was a bit of an adventure for him. He had a bit of a trip and slip on some slates, and he also did an impression of Henry Turner. I think it was Henry Turner. And don't give up your day job, Eddie, to do impersonations. I think what we'll do when we do his next collaboration, which is very much due, we'll do a bit of practice of doing impersonations of other vloggers, because that will be top draw. Now, in my opinion, if we compare Wyming Brook to Padley Gorge for waterfalls, this is the better location. Waterfalls in Padley Gorge, you have to slip and slide down to get to quite a few of them. Normally here, you can follow the path, which is currently closed. I don't know how far down it's closed, but we'll see. So I think for waterfalls, this is the #1 location in the Peak District for me, if you're a waterfall photographer. If you like waterfalls and gnarly trees, then Padley Gorge. Woodland here is not bad. It's a lot of pine trees, but they do look nice set against the waterfalls, and I can probably see why the path has closed now. It has had quite an invasion of trees. I might go down here. I think we can get down here. Let's have a look. It might be a scramble down. Maybe not. I don't fancy scrambling. Let's just have a look over this wall. Yeah, there is some nice. Let's just go over this wall. Well, not go over the wall, but let me show you over the wall. There is down there some very nice looking waterfalls. I'm not sure. One of them could be the 5 that I want to photograph. We'll see. The only time that I've been here before has been in autumn, because it is a magical place in autumn. So this is a different time of year for me, and normally now, because we're in June, the water levels have gone too low for waterfall photography. They turn into a trickle, but because of the weather we're continuing to get, water levels seem to be pretty good from what I've seen. And for me, waterfalls can be too high. If we look at Padley Gorge here, this was raging on this day, and that weather system would have come through here as well. So when I eventually get down to the waterfalls, I'm probably going to have a situation where the makeup of these waterfalls have changed. They might look a little bit different. Who knows? come to a point that I recognise now, and there's a bridge missing, and the work being done at the moment is Amy are putting the bridges back in place. So here you should be able to cross over here, and you can't because they're waiting to put a new bridge in. So this composition here I do recognise, and I want to take it. We've got a horrible red and white barrier in the top, so I'm going to come low down and see if I can get that out of shot. If not, we'll remove it in post. But this place is looking totally different from what it was. So I'm going to get a few shots, and then I'm probably going to go, because I imagine all the workers will come along very soon. In the top of that last scene, there was a wire attached to a tree, and when I walked back up onto the path that I'd followed, the orange path here, I bumped into three workers, and they were showing me that there was a zip wire going down. So that wire attached to the tree was actually a zip wire, and they were taking supplies down to repair the bridges, and they were probably going to go down on it as well. So yeah, hopefully when we get to autumn this year, if that zip wire is still there, maybe me and Eddie can drop down into Wyming Brook in style. So I've got the tripod nice and low, but we still could see the zip wire in the background, so I needed to pull right in and get the detail of this waterfall shot. So the surroundings weren't very good, but the waterfall itself was looking quite nice with the water flow. If we compare back to 2021 against 2024, the actual structure of the waterfall has not changed, thankfully. It's just the surroundings that have had the impact of that weather. So on to the next waterfall. I really like this. We've got the bracken coming out from the rock there on the left hand side, so we need to move in to put the composition together. We've got the green bracken against the dark of the rock there, and then we've got green on the other rocks that's sitting within the waterfalls. So this is a shot that I really like. I think this is actually my favourite shot of what I got down there. Looking at 2021, there was a tree in there above that rock, but for 2024 that's been washed away, and that does give a much cleaner image without that log being there in the shot. This next one I didn't take in 2021. It's not the greatest flowing waterfall. I was trying to build greens around the scene, so again I moved in a little bit closer with the composition on this, but still managed to get a little bit of green in the background, and getting the rocks and stones into some sort of composition was the aim with this shot, and I just about did it, I think. But like I say, the flow of water was not the greatest looking waterfall. On to the next one. Again, we've got some green foliage above the waterfall itself, a nice assembly of rocks here, and quite a good flow in that water. And if we look back, 2021, very autumnal looking colours, and for 2024 it actually looks better than it did in the autumn there, with the greens above and the water flow. This particular scene had the most weather damage. You can see there's a large tree come down into the scene compared to 2021, but I made use of that, using that tree as foreground, and I love the fern on the right hand side. The ferny bracken, as it is, was pointing towards the waterfall, so I think that sits very nicely in that shot. bridges were, yes, in need of replacement, very hazardous. You had to watch where you walked. Well, I've got to say that was shocking down there. I can see why it's closed off. There was a little entrance where you could get in, and there was a couple of dog walkers that went in as well. So I wasn't on my own, but from what it was a few years ago, it's changed so much. It's been ravaged and devastated by the weather. If you're planning to come to Wyming Brook to get waterfalls, the message is don't, because you can't get through the path from end to end. I passed a dog walker. She told me she jumped over the river, and the kit I'm carrying, I won't be jumping no rivers. So anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, pop a comment in the bottom. Have you got some memorable shots of Wyming Brook Nature Reserve? Because you're going to have to treasure them, because it's never going to look like it looked before. See you later on the next one. So at the entrance here to Wyming Brook from the car park, there's not one sign that tells you the paths are closed. Not one sign. It just tells you that Amy will be replacing the middle 3 bridges on the stream footpath. It would be really useful, Sheffield and Rotherham Wildlife Trust, to put some signs here, then people wouldn't have to walk down. Don't cost much a sign.